Hello scholars, welcome to Warframe Academy. We are with Sion over from Twitch.
Hello, I am so happy to be here, dude. I love exactly what you do here, and I think just giving the light out just to random creators like myself is just, it's so unique, and I don't think I've seen anybody else do it literally anywhere else, and I'm so grateful to be here.
I'm really grateful to have you, man. It's a privilege to be working with such amazing Warframe creators such as yourself.
Thank you again, and just thank you to Casey who shouted me out. I think he is an awesome creator. I just want to start off by saying that he's an awesome creator. Him and I are very like-minded, and I'm glad I have the opportunity to be here because of him, and I'm glad that, I'm working with somebody like you. I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else.
Oh, I mean, I'm really honored. And it's really nice to have two siblings back to back on the show. It's crazy. I don't think we'll ever have this ever again.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. It's very exciting for.
So, I got introduced to your content again through Casey, but obviously I've seen your content pop up here and there on the Twitch recommended feed and stuff for Warframe streamers.
Right. Okay.
So for the people at home, who is Sion? What do you do? What can we expect to see from you?
Well, I think I try to be as consistent with uploading schedules. Like I post every single day, 1 to 2 times on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Instagram. I stream every day. I think Warframe is a great foot in the door for everyone, not just me. When it comes to content creation, I think the community is it's so amazing. And that's just the most important thing, when it comes to the game. And throughout my streaming, I've been doing it for 5 months now, actually. I'm doing it for 5 months now. And everybody, I don't think I've met a single, I don't think no one has ever been sour to me. Yeah. And I love that. And then outside of Warframe, I don't really do much. I think this is my hobby and this is what I love. But I train a little bit. I do Muay Thai and kickboxing on the side. Yeah. I have a beautiful girlfriend. We've been together for 3 years, and I hang out with my family, and that's pretty much me, man. I don't. That's it. I love doing this. I'm very serious.
Oh man, that's great to hear. So you're really community focused, and you're just all about you're the people around you and your hobbies.
Yeah. No, that's kind of all I need. I don't really need much.
That's fantastic.
I'm very happy.
And did you ever make
grateful.
content before streaming Warframe, or is this the first content creation you've really done?
So, probably a year ago. I was making Apex Legends content, but it wasn't for I just wanted to see how well it would go. I maybe did it for about a month. And I realized that it wasn't really something I was interested in at the time. I was in high school at the time. My friends were going off to college. I was battling some other internal issues, and just kind of piling up the streaming and content creation there wasn't really something I liked at the time, but it's always been a dream of mine. So then, back then I kind of gave it a shot. I kind of gave up, and I definitely regret giving up because, if I didn't stop, I'd definitely be in a different place than I am now. But yeah, I did, and the Apex, it was fun for sure. Just Apex, Apex is Apex. You can always get so much.
Yeah, I get that. And Apex is a really difficult game to get into content creation for, because unlike Warframe where the content is additive, Apex changes up everything all the time, right?
Yeah, well, and then just dude, if I'm gonna be honest, I do really think Warframe, I don't know, I've talked to so many different creators, and they say that Warframe is just evergreen content. Yeah. There's literally you can make content after content, just because there's so many builds, so much information, and Warframe's a funny game too, there can be funny things that happen in Warframe. But with Apex Legends, how much can you do? You hop in a game, you show off your skills. There's only really so much you can do, and there's also I know Warframe's also a very saturated category when it comes to content creation, but Apex Legends is very saturated, and I feel I didn't really have my foot in the door. I didn't have my in when it came to Apex Legends, and that kind of scared me a little bit.
I mean, there's only so many creators you can see using, Shatterpoint rounds on a Mozambique before you go, I've seen this before. if you can't tell, by the way, I used to play a lot of Apex.
You did? Wow. Who is your character?
I played a lot of... so, when I left, it was Fuse.
Oh man.
But before Fuse, I played a lot of Revenant.
Oh yeah. Dude, hey, he was my first for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because just he had so much aura, dude. Like, he was so cool, man. I'm a big Octane. I was a big Octane guy. Yeah. I don't know if you know who like if you like the big movement players.
Yeah.
I was into like lurching and neo strafing, all that stuff, right? All the movement. That was my whole spiel.
So like a lot of like Horizon and stuff.
Yeah. Horizon was a good one. Yeah, definitely. And then Wraith for sure as well.
Yeah. Apex is actually how I like bonded with the man who is now like my husband. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, man.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
He actually used to make Apex videos before he got really like self-conscious and took them all down, which is a massive shame.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, dude, Apex, and I think Apex that's actually so amazing because that's another thing, right? I think when I was playing Apex, I think it was also a pretty good community. Yeah. Like I feel like people. At first, I was like, yeah, I don't like. It's a PvP game. I feel like no one's gonna be nice. But when I was streaming it, I met a lot of nice people, and they taught me a lot of nice things. And I think it's really. I think that's like what really builds a game. You know, I think the devs of the game can only really do so much, and then the community can just take it to the finish line. I think that's very important, and that's amazing, dude. That's honestly so amazing.
And like, I mean, I feel like what no game really does that, like Warframe as well. Like Warframe, I've been a champion of this for the longest time. Warframe lives and dies with its content creators, I feel.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I do.
So, I've got to ask, how come like your content is now centered around Warframe? Like, what really struck that spark for you?
Oh man, so it's kind of a weird story actually. So when I quit doing the Apex stuff, you know, I didn't quit the Apex stuff because I hated it. I mean, I disliked what I was doing, but I was so nervous that because I'm doing this to see how far I can go and how good I can go, like how good I can be.
Yeah.
But when I was doing the Apex stuff, like I wasn't getting much viewership, and I was kind of hard on myself. So that's kind of why I quit. And then recently, my buddy, like this is my twin, like we played. I played the Destiny 1 alpha when I was like I don't know. I'm 19 now. I was super young back then. But you know, this is my twin. Like we played Destiny, we played Warframe and everything. And he went off to college, and you know I had nobody to play with, right? Like, so I was like, you know what, like. I'm just gonna start streaming again and kind of see what happens, and I'll start streaming Warframe because to me, Warframe is just like it's like the just chatting category. Yeah. Like I know I have enough knowledge in the game now. I can just like play and then look at my second monitor, you know, and then I can talk to chat. And that was the big thing for me. Like I love Warframe, I love grinding. The community's great, so like it's kind of a win-win. Why not? Like I'm on for so long hours of the day. Why not just stream? You know? Yeah. Why not just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like why not just stream and get to know everyone, you know? I think it's an amazing community.
Yeah. And like once you've played Warframe for like a long time, you do just sort of like I farm Arby's with just
right.
just I'm reading chat like it's like 90 and 10.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just like you're putting yourself in the just chatting category on you're like right like. But like I'll literally just hop in a Void Cascade or a Lua Omni Survival, literally for however many hours, and I'll just be like, yo, like just talking about my life, talking about the viewer's life, talking about like anything, really anything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So like, did it take a while for Warframe to click for you as a player, or did it like immediately like you just like got it?
I mean, I think with every game, like no matter how much experience you have, like because like I said, I was a big Destiny fan. Like literally played Destiny 1 alpha and then probably quit Destiny 2 a month before Renegades came out. So actually like 6 months ago, that's when I quit. I was playing up until then.
Yeah.
But you know, along like in between like Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, I would dabble in Warframe from here and there. So like I originally created my account in 2019, and whenever Destiny got a little tiring throughout that time, I would hop on Warframe. But when I first started, man, it was definitely a learning curve.
Yeah.
But I did have some of that like want for the grind. Like I knew what I was doing to an extent. You know, like you play a PvE game and you go to another PvE game, like you have like the mental fortitude to keep going and keep going for the best loot and then just keep doing that. But yeah, there definitely was a big a big learning curve, but I definitely I had to jump on it. You know, I had to jump on it because I love PvE game.
No, that's great. Because like Warframe, like for some people, it takes them a while to click, and they sort of like they get the initial impression of the game where they look at the arsenal and they go, "Oh, everything's gotten by plat. This game is like totally like pay to win." Did you have that initial like?
Well, so I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm a complete wallet warrior. Like I get all the cosmetics,
credit card
no matter
Prime.
what game. I get. Yeah, I'm credit card Prime is definitely the best. You know, it's just it's. Initially, when I first started playing the game, there was all this platinum, and like I said, I'm a wallet warrior, so I didn't speed up frames, but I would get all the cosmetics.
Yeah.
And then whatever I had left over, I'd speed up, or I'd buy. If there was a mod in like let's say Cephalon Samaris where it's like 100,000 standing, like I'm just gonna like I would just buy that. But now that I'm kind of like have everything and I'm getting through the game, I do regret that because like, you know. When you get to a certain point, you know, like what do you really have to do?
Yeah.
You know, so I do regret that for sure. You know, kind of grinding for things is what makes the game the game. And once you just buy it with platinum and you have the item, it's kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I should have maybe just grinded for it.
No, I get that because again, I say again, I haven't said this before, but like I pay for a lot of stuff with Warframe as well, and I'm quite a whale for DE. But also, I like to justify that by saying, well, someone has to, otherwise the game isn't free forever, and, you know, content doesn't come out.
Well, and it's like, I'm like, and this is the only game I feel like this with Warframe, whenever, I'm like, yo, DE, take my money. Like, I'm okay with DE having my money, you know, because, like I said, DE, I feel like, I don't know any other game that has the devs like DE does. I feel like the devs are like, I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy to me how nice they are. Like they're nice. You can talk to them. I have a retired DE dev, somebody who works on DE, like in my Discord, and he showed me all like this cool stuff, you know. And they sent him like 200 void, or they sent him 200 Argon crystals for his birthday. I don't know. It's just like really cool, you know. It's super cool to me, and you know, I'm okay with them having my money. They are really cool. I really do. I appreciate them, you know. It's crazy to me that how they're just so open and everything. I like it.
And it's very obvious how much DE, like, really, like, Warframe is their baby, and you can see it in every single member of staff, you know?
Yeah. No, exactly.
Like,
it's so cool.
Like Steve Sinclair fought really hard to get Warframe out at all, you know?
Yeah, and it was, but, I mean, I didn't play back then when it first came out, but when I'm thinking about back when it first came out, I don't even remember if it was even a bumpy start. I feel like they got it. I mean, obviously there were some things along the way they fixed, and they had to like, you know, monetize in their game. But I think it was always a pretty great game, even when it first came out. You know, I'm trying to think back then, but I think people kind of like got the game and stuck with it.
Yeah.
You know, I really do believe so. I really do believe it's like it's a game of its time, really. I think it's been great.
Yeah. So where are you at, like, in story-wise? Are you like at current content with Warframe?
Yeah, so I'm completely done with all the stories done. Apart from like little side quests, I'm just too lazy to do.
Oh, like,
but yeah, I'm
like,
pretty much I'm just done.
Yeah, like Glass Gambit and stuff like that.
Well, Silver Grove. Like, I just don't. I just don't want to touch it. I mean, it's a great quest. Like, I just don't. You know, I'd much rather do like weekly. You know, I just don't need to do it. I'll do it when I need to get Equinox. I'm trying to get my MR up a little bit right now. Yeah. So yeah, I'll do it when I need to get Equinox.
So did you like notice like a big change in tone when it went from Steve being the creative director to Rebecca, moving from like the New War to the Angels of Zaraman being Rebecca's first update?
Oh man, I didn't. So I took. That was like during my break phase. Okay. So when I started streaming Warframe, that's when I restarted playing. So back then, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know. I thought Rebecca, and I don't know if I'm LARPing here, but I think Rebecca. I thought Rebecca was in control the entire time. I really didn't know that. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is first hitting me. This is news to me, really.
Yeah, she was. She was a community manager up until the Angels of Zariman update, which was the first update under her like complete supervision as creative director.
Jeez, wow, good for her. But I didn't know that.
Yeah, because Steve took a step back from Warframe to work on a little-known project that we now know as Soulframe.
Yeah.
With Jeff.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe, well, if I think, because I played back then, not much, but I played back then to get like all the primes.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could see a little shift. I think when Zariman came out, I think everything up until now, like Zariman up until now, they're going to get some great updates. Maybe there was. I don't know off the top of my head, but I would say so. I would strongly believe that there's a lot more content. There's a lot more players being seen. I think so.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more personal interaction. I would say so.
I personally think that under Rebecca, the game has become a lot more like character focused. Like you see in the new war, which was the last Steve update, that we take a look at Carl and Viso and Teshin and stuff, right? And I feel like Rebecca really took that sort of like space opera theme going forward into the Zariman, where we met the Holdfasts, and then we had like the Hex, and then the round table.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And that is something I do like, because to me, getting to know the characters and kind of building that emotion between the player and the character, I feel like that's so important. It makes you care about the game, makes you care about the story. And you're right. You know what? I think I totally see that, because it builds it paints a picture, and it builds a big atmosphere for the player. And especially like when you're in a world like in Warframe, I feel like it's very important. You can't just focus on like the play, like the frame and the tenno. I feel like having those outside sources kind of feed you information, being a part of the game is what makes Warframe. And I do really enjoy that. I think it's amazing.
Because I feel like under Steve, like especially with the factions and the syndicates, a lot of it was like, and again, this isn't to like discredit, because I think Steve is the reason we have Warframe to this day.
Right.
But I definitely think that like the Kavia and the Holdfasts are way better factions than like Fortuna and Cetus.
Well, and I think, and that's why I feel like Fortuna and Cetus, I feel like they're so like linear. I feel like you do their story and like you get to know them, like, but I feel like they don't really, outside of being in Fortuna and Cetus, they don't really have like an effect on you.
Yeah.
But like we'll take the Hex for example, dude. You have that computer, you can talk to them.
Yeah.
When you get their proto frames, like they're speaking to you, like there's just so much more depth. And I feel like the characters have so much about them, even in the Zariman. I feel like there's so much you need to like. There's so much you can know about the character, and there's so much detail into just, even though they might play like a small role. I think there's so much detail, and again, like I said, that's what builds Warframe and kind of makes you care about it. I think it's very important.
Because I think when you compare Konzu from Cetus and Yudiko from Fortuna to Quinn
I know what you mean.
and Fibonacci or even Lloyd, you go, okay, Rebecca was all about like making the characters way more than just quest givers,
Yeah, and they're all unique, right? Like they're all and even in Fortuna and Cetus, they're all unique, but there's definitely a massive jump. There's definitely a massive jump from Fortuna and Cetus to Zariman to the Sanctum and to the Hex for sure. I see that now. That makes a lot more sense to me. I think there definitely is a big shift.
So in your time playing the game, is there a particular Warframe that you think is often like overlooked or misunderstood by the wider community?
Sorry, my headset gave out there. I'm so sorry.
No, that's all right. I can cut it. It's all clean. Don't worry. So, in your time playing the game, what Warframe do you think is most often like overlooked or misunderstood by the community at large?
That's such a hard one, because in a game like Warframe, you can play a frame however you want. I think when it comes to being overlooked, I hear a lot of talk about Limbo. I know Limbo, like he's definitely not in a good state by all means, and I know he's got a crazy skill gap. But I think if you really understand his abilities and you're really not trying to troll your teammates, and you can really like work with Limbo, I really do think, and that, like, dude, trust me, he needs to be changed. But I really do think he's misunderstood. I really do. I feel like he can be. I feel like he can be good for the team. He's a very unique character. His abilities are really cool. And I think another one that really comes to my mind now that I'm thinking about it is probably Gara. Yeah. I think I don't see enough people playing Gara. I don't know if you get this a lot. I don't know if you agree with me, but I think Gara is definitely slept on a lot. I do think she needs to do that more.
I fully agree, because she's also one of the first So my partner here, Vince, it was the first Warframe he ever got that wasn't like his starter frame. And I feel like people tend to like really underestimate the frames you get at the start of the game, because you think, well, skill progression, right? Like power creep.
Yeah.
But no, Gara, she has some of the highest nuking potential in the entire game. So yeah.
And a crazy damage reduction. And then just even early game or even late game, being able to just put up your glass wall and have just the enemy's attack. Like, you can just defend anything. The damage reduction. Her one's amazing. So much damage with melee influence now, even making it so much better, dude. And you know, I think she's a great frame. I really do. I actually do play her a lot. I do. I have a lot of fun with her. I like her playstyle a lot.
And Gara, I believe, is one of the reasons why we have the phrase pseudo exalted as well for her Seraglass slither, right?
Yeah. I think so. I think. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% sure actually, but I mean, I think I'm glad she has like her own little exalted, because it's really cool. It's a nice little glass sword. Because I remember making a build for her with like a stat stick. And stat sticks were cool and all, but dude, I really like the way they went with the exalted. I'm so happy about that change.
It's nice to see a nuker that isn't just a weapons platform as well.
Right. No, definitely. Yeah. Gara has their own thing. Like I said, it's amazing.
Yeah. So when you're streaming and you're interacting with chat, you can choose not to answer this, but it tends to get a really spicy answer. What is one thing that chat does in a Warframe context that gets on your nerves sometimes?
So I don't really, so nothing like really gets on my nerves. I think I'm more like, I mean, like, I like it when people ask me things, but when people ask me for like, yo, dude, like, I need plat. Like, yo, dude, like, can you gift me a character? Like, I'm more than happy gifting you the character. Like, I really don't mind.
Yeah.
The thing that just kind of grinds my gears is like, there's an MR2 player. He just picked up the game, just picked Volt, Excalibur, or Mag, right?
Yeah.
Literally out the first mission. And he's like, yo, dude, give me a prime. And I tell him, I'm like, hey, like, I'm more than happy to give you a prime, but like, you don't even like, you're not gonna appreciate the prime, one, because you don't have the mods.
Yeah.
Like to really build them out, and two, you're not gonna understand them. You know, you're gonna swap around. You're gonna swap around frames over and over and over and over again. Like, you're not really gonna appreciate them. So I always tell people, you know, like, primes are great because there's not that big of a difference between normals and primes. And I think Warframe kind of pushes primes on the new players and is like, you know, get the primes, but I feel like you need to take the time and get the non-primes first, you know?
Yeah.
So you can helmet them later or whatnot. But I think that's definitely something that kind of sets me off a bit. You know, people want platinum off rip when people don't even know what to spend it on. They're gonna probably get to spend it on like credits or something when you shouldn't be spending on credits. You know, I think that's one of the big things for me. Happens too often, but I try to like be friendly and remind them, like, you know, like I told you. But definitely something that sets me off, because there's some people who like really don't want to play the game and will really want the platinum. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Aside from that, I don't really think anything really makes me angry. I do the streaming for the interaction. I love everyone. There's so many different types of people in the community. I love it.
Well, because Casey gave us a very similar answer, because apparently, especially on the TikTok side, people people love like. Yeah, like they'll download the game, like, you know, fresh off Steam, and then go, can you give me this Warframe? I really like the look of it. And it's like, bro, like, why don't you just, if you like the game, play the game and get it?
That's what I tell them. I say, yo, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you, bro. if you don't like the grind, you're not gonna like the game. You know, if you're gonna be going around bouncing from stream to stream, other streamers, you know, not bothering them per se, but saying just like, yo, bro, like I really need this frame, like I can't play the game without it. And then, like I can recall some guy in my Discord server, you know, shout out to him. I love him, bro. He's really nice to me. But like, he asked me for a frame, you know, I gave him the frame, you know, here you go, like, because I had a couple extra sets. And literally a day later, he's like, yo, dude, can I have this frame? I gave him the set. Literally a day later, yo, dude. I'm like, all right, you know, like, appreciate the frame. You know, I'm giving you these, but I want you to just appreciate the game and maybe grind it for yourself. Because, like I said, you're gonna get farther down the road, and you're gonna be like, dang, I just kind of bought everything or got everything handed to me down the way, and now I'm kind of bored, you know. But yeah, that's definitely one of my pet peeves, I guess.
Especially when someone's like, they watch like a YouTube short and they're like, wow, I really need a Revenant, and I really need a Torrid, and I really need an Occucore, and I need all these galvanized mods, and they're MR3 and they can't even fucking use any of it.
Right, no, exactly. And I like what you said there. I like how you mentioned Revenant, Torrid, and Occucore. I think that is the most meta slop.
Definitely unholy trio.
I mean, look, it's cool. And then dual Ichor as the melee. But I mean, like, it's cool. Like, I think the whole Revenant conversation is so funny to me because he's just such a, like, man, he's such a frame, dude. And, you know, if that's your playstyle, that's your playstyle. But a lot of people get bored of the game because they hop on Revenant. And they go, yo, Scion, bro, I'm bored of the game. And I go, well, what frame are you playing? I'm playing Revenant.
So you're playing. So you're playing the 2 button.
Yeah, literally the 2 button. And I remember Revenant back in the day. Like back when I was playing, it was his Reeve with Korra's Subsume, and you would prime the enemies and you'd Reeve through them. That was that. See, that to me was fun. I liked Revenant. And then when I came back to the game and people were telling me, yeah, bro, use Revenant. And I'm like, okay, well, dang, I already have it built for Revenant. But like, no, use his Mesmer skin. And I go, interesting. Yeah. See, he's a cool frame.
Yeah.
But and that's another thing. I feel like people see a Revenant build, they see the Mesmer skin build, and that's all I use him for. Yeah. Like, dude, he is the cool spinny Beyblade. Why? Use that instead. I know it may not be as good, but it's like, dude, or use the Reeve. That's something I really enjoy.
So it's like, my hot take with Revenant has always been that, like, if Mesmer skin was his Subsume ability, you would never see him in a game ever again. No,
definitely.
which I feel makes him a bad Warframe in my opinion.
Yeah, dude. But he's really. I think he's really cool. I really do.
He's a cool concept.
Yeah, he's really cool. Okay, I wanted to ask you something. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course, go for it.
Because I want to hear your take on this.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because this has been something in the game that kind of like, you know, it kind of annoys me. What do you think about augments? What's your big take on augments?
Augments, my beloved. I am in like, I say I'm in 2 minds. I'm in like 17 fucking minds about augments.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's like, there are augments like Shock Trooper, I think, is a role model augment. Shock Trooper is what every augment should be. It changes how an ability fundamentally works and makes the character feel new. It's like Valence Formation for Lavos, right? Is a fantastic augment, but it should just be his passive.
And that's where I am kind of I'm always on the fence about augments because, dude, it is so cool that we're using the syndicates, because without augments, I don't even think I'd use it, other than relic packs, right? And maybe some sigils and whatnot. But I think, dude, I really do think, and I know Warframe's not scared to add new ways to like add power, right? I remember arcanes weren't always a thing. Archon shards were a crazy addition. People went crazy over that. And a more recent one, the amp mods. You know how you have like the focus school and you have like the ults now?
Yeah.
I don't think Warframe's scared to add, or I don't think DE's scared to add new ways to increase your power. So I always do think, because these augments take up, dude, 2 to 3 slots, bro.
Yeah.
Nidus, I have 3 augments on him, dude. Like, what? And he's already not a good frame, but I think either these should be passively, or I think there should be a little like skill tree, you know? You can maybe have 2 augments at a time. You know, it splits off into different paths, you know, like maybe one path, for example, on Gyre, you start at a certain point and then you go to one point and it has like 5% extra electricity damage, and then you go to that augment, right? And
so it's like a focus school for your abilities.
Yeah, for your abilities. And that's why I've always really thought that was a good idea, because like, I think it's so dumb having to buy these augments when they should just be on the character, dude. And something as niche as like, and I'm gonna be honest here, I call her the E word. I hate Ember. I just think she's a horrible frame. That's my personal opinion. But I like her exothermic augment for her 4, 5% energy gain on her 4. Like, just add it as a passive, dude. Like, what is the point, dude?
So like my opinion with augments has been, like, I don't know, do you know the phrase augmentitis, where a Warframe requires augments to be good?
Yeah, no, so definitely, yeah.
If you have like, so think about like Shock Trooper, Partitioned Mallet, Frost's augment where it generates Overshield, right?
Overshield, the Overgird, yeah.
I think DE should look at usage stats and think, if there are augments that appear in more than 60 or 70% of builds, it should just become a part of that ability.
I never thought. Yeah, that's very smart actually. I feel like they definitely should. Yeah, they should just crowdsource a bunch of information and then whatever. Yeah, because obviously there's some niche augments out there that people don't use, and maybe they can keep those as augments. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I think I would like that, dude, because that should just be. I think another big one. My favorite frame actually, Nova. Yeah. Nova, you need 2 augments on her all times, and I think it really kills me because
it's one for Null Star, isn't it?
It's
just mandatory.
And think about how crazy, because Nova's already great. Think about how crazy she could be if you just had those extra 2 slots. Like, what else you could slot in there?
Exactly.
And that's definitely a big thing, because augments are literally always on my mind. I think when it comes to this game, like, I love augments. I think they're so cool that like they want to like switch up frames and make their abilities do different things. But I think there's got to be a better way. You know, I think it's not in a build crafting game. I feel like they should be passive or skill tree or something more intuitive than just buying it from the Syndicate or buying it from Warframe Market and slapping it onto your frame.
Yeah, because it's like, again, my top 3 Warframes, and I've never said this publicly, my top 3 Warframes are Octavia, Vault, and Lavos, right? Partition Mallet should be a hold to cast. Shock Trooper should just be part of Shock innately, because it teaches if you pick Vault, it teaches players that you can have a tap or hold cast without having to wait to get to Mag's polarize ability, right? And also it teaches you that abilities can either harm or buff. It's a really good way to encourage that some Warframes are self-sufficient. And Valence Formation should just be part of Lavos' kit. He is the alchemist. Why does he not do alchemy as like part of his base kit?
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean it's a good point. And I think I think it would add a lot more depth to the character too, like a big skill cap to these characters. Yeah. It brings them depth. Like just having that shock, having the hold to imbue your weapon with electricity. I feel like that's important. It adds a lot more depth. It makes new players realize that you don't need to mod for shock if you're running Volt. You don't need to. I think that's very important.
It's like the Pokemon design philosophy, because back when you're a child playing Pokemon, you take you take like Flamethrower, Tackle, you take 4 moves that just deal damage. And with Warframe, when you're taking like Excalibur or like Volt, all of your abilities kind of just do damage. Obviously, you have Electric Shield, but most players look at Electric Shield and go, "Wow, I'm never going to press 3 ever again," because they don't know it's good yet.
Yeah,
and like,
exactly.
And like they want to pick a Warframe that has 4 like just attack abilities, right? So if you set players up with the knowledge, like abilities can like buff and like make my weapons better, and there's things called like weapons platforms versus caster frames. You like create that dynamic early, and then when they get to a frame that buffs, they don't just go, "Oh, this Warframe shit."
Right. No, exactly. And I think that's, and I'm glad you say that, because that is something I see very often. Yeah. People in my streams, the new players, or even like the people who play Warframe for a while, they only look for nuking frame. Like they don't, like, we'll take Gauss for example. Gauss, I mean, he's a wonderful nuke, right? But I think people really overlook his ability to be a weapons platformer and a buffer. Yeah. Like having, I don't know if you know Thermal Transfer, it's his augment for his 3. Yeah. Being able, like for example, on my build, I can get 555% blast damage. Yeah. And I cut through everything like butter, dude. With Zada's Whisper, it's amazing, and I think I like Gauss as a nuke frame, you know, spamming the 3, but I think you do a lot better with when you use him as a weapons platform and a buffer, you know, and I feel like people overlook Wisp because, yeah, she has her 4 augment to nuke with like her orb, with her Soul's Gate, but I think Wisp is just another great buffer, and I feel like you're right. I feel like people overlook these frames because they don't, you know, click one ability like Sevagoth, click 2 abilities like Sevagoth, and everything in like 100-meter radius just dies, you know. I think it's very important that you get that kind of buff knowledge early, you know.
And so how do you feel about, because some people in the community have said about adding an augment slot to Warframe, so you have like your Exilus slot and then having a slot for an augment. How do you feel about that?
Sorry, my headset gave out. I'm trying to fix it. Sorry, dude.
No, that's all right.
All right, I think it's good.
Cool. So some people in the community have even postured about the idea of having an augment slot for a Warframe. So like you have like an Exilus slot and then you have an augment slot. How do you feel? How would you feel about that idea?
I think it's a good idea, but like I said, some of these Warframes do take more than one augment. I really do like the idea, and I think no matter what DE does, if they ever do decide to kind of switch around the augment situation, I think there's always going to be a little bit of UI or screen clutter, making making the builds more confusing. But with that just comes like, you know, what if you want to use 2 augments? That's the only thing I really have against it. I think it's a good idea though. I really do think it's a good idea.
Because like my general response to the idea is that having a slot on a Warframe specifically for augments, it doubles down on the philosophy that every Warframe needs an augment to be good, right? New players will see an empty slot in their modding screen and go, well, that needs something in it, right? Yeah. And it's like, well, you know, like I'd put Valence Formation in there every time, but I'd argue if you're putting Valence Formation in there every time, it should just be part of the fucking Warframe.
Part of the passive, that's...
And it's like, I feel like it would reward DE for making augments that are so good you can't miss out on them, rather than just making the Warframe that good at base.
Right, no, exactly. And like I said, I feel like it would just bring, like, on the... when you get the character, I think it just brings so much just depth to it, you know? Like, why not add that depth? I think it's important, dude, because I look into things like that. Like, I really like finding like niche synergies, and I think it's very cool. Like, we'll take Wisp again, for example. I feel like she has so many just like random things. Like, I remember when I first got Wisp, I didn't know that you can send out your second, like your Wisp, like you can send out your like little clone. And if you use your Breach Surge, your clone will also use Breach Surge. Or when you teleport to Breach Surge, when you use Breach Surge to teleport to your flowers, you will get like a 2 times radius on your Breach Surge. Like those things, right? Like they have like these little niche interactions, you know, at this point, those are kind of like augments. Like imagine if those were augments, right? And that's why I feel like some of these characters should just innately have that.
Yeah. Like, I feel like Gold Star augments are things like Gaia's one, where it turns her Tesla ball into like a bowling ball instead. Yeah. And also, I feel like a hypothetical one would be for Vauban, right? Like in principle, a augment that worked by changing like how Mind Layer works, so that you have different minds, because you start with the 2, right? You have the combined tether and flechette, and like imagine if you had an augment that gave you ones that dealt toxin instead, or like shock. Right. Like I feel like an augment should be something that fundamentally changes the entire ability working.
Okay. Yeah, no, I see that. Especially with Valbin being like the trap character, you know, maybe he should have a lot more options. Yeah, okay. I like that. That makes sense. Yeah, all right.
Okay. So, you get a hypothetical here. You get 1 day at DE. As creative director, you have kicked Rebecca out of the chair for a day, and you are at her desk. And you can mandate one thing to be added to the game by end of day. It can be a Warframe, a weapon, a mission type, a quality of life change, whatever you want. What is the thing that you would add to the game?
Oh man, I honestly I don't know how you're reading my mind, but dude, I think about this like daily, dude, because I'm just one to think about stuff like this. To me, I think I would definitely add a something unique to Warframe, kind of like, you know, how Destiny has raids and WoW has raids as well. And like, I would definitely add a heavily mechanic, something that relies heavily on mechanic and damage. I know it's hard in a game like Warframe because Warframe is kind of, it's called pillow frame for a reason, right? It's definitely every character is now meta, you know. But I would definitely add something that requires a lot of teamwork. I feel like as far as teamwork goes in Warframe, I feel like there's not much. Only thing I can really think about at the top of my head is you need 2 people to open the door. I feel like building that connection in Warframe, like a raid, not calling it a raid, you know, like maybe switching around the words a little bit, but adding like a, I don't know, 3-man, 4-man, 5-man, 6-man activity. Or, I mean, you could only go up to 4 people in your lobby, so probably a 4-man activity. Just something heavily with mechanics, you know? Or like maybe you get like a weapon blueprint if you do like a hidden puzzle. Something like that. So I would definitely say like a 4-man activity that would just add more depth to the game, you know? Like you don't have to get on and go in a relic for 2 hours. You can go in and try to solve a puzzle and fight like a secret, like the Guilty. Like the Guilty was so cool. Yeah, the Guilty was very cool when they added it. It was a secret little thing you had to go bow at Lotus, and it was so cool. And I feel like, in my opinion, and I'm not hating, I think it's such a missed opportunity to build that like time and teamwork with the players. I feel like it's such a missed opportunity, and that's one thing I love.
Were you in? Did you watch the dev stream where they showed the picture of the Prime Vanguard for the first time, for the Parrota? Because they asked people in chat, "Oh, what do you think this means?" Because they had a picture of the 6 Warframes side by side, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which we then
it was
learned
like Ember,
the Prime
Caliban. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Because I mentioned this because DE said like, "Oh, what's this?" And they showed 6 Warframes side by side, and everyone, the crowd went, "Raids, 6-man raids."
Yeah.
DE,
I think I do remember this.
Like, DE, if you are watching this is my 3rd fucking guest in a row that has said they want raids. Please, Rebecca. Please, we're begging. We're on our hands and knees.
I think it's hard though. Like if you think about from their perspective, like they would have a lot of balancing to do. Yeah. And especially with damage attenuation being like such a talks about thing in Warframe. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to make stuff like that because, like, the game is, again, it's so, anything works in this game. Any damage works. You know what I mean? Like, so it would definitely be hard.
So my counterpoint to that would be that Railjack is some of the best content in the game, specifically on the missions where you have a ship team and an away team, where you have the ship destroying targets on the outside of the asteroid and the inside team opening them up to be destroyed, right? I think that is some of the most fun cooperative content in the entire game.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I really hate Railjack. I just think, and you know what? Like, I think you're totally right. I like that you have a crew that's in the Railjack, you know, fixing and then killing all the cruise ships, killing all like the little ships, and then you have somebody inside like just blowing up like this big map, and that is cool. Yeah, it is amazing. And I feel like there's a lot of teamwork in that. Personally, I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I think it's a little janky sometimes. I feel like there's bugs whenever you're trying to extract. I'm more on the technical side for me. I don't really like the I don't know, I feel like it's buggy. I feel like you spend all this time on your Warframe, you know, like leveling up mods for your Warframe. It's like a lot of endo, a lot of credits, and then you go to your Railjack and you have these Railjack mods that cost just as much as your Warframe mods, and I feel like it just makes me kind of shy away from Railjack as much as I can. But it is really cool. I do like how they incorporate liches. Oh yeah. Liches, how they go from planet to planet, and then you have to go kill them in the you have to go kill them in the Railjack missions. I do like that. You know, okay. I do like that. I do, and the Railjack, it's very interactive. You're right. Yeah. And there's different types of missions. I see where you're coming from. I think it's great.
Like I'm just using the Railjack as an example of like cooperative content done right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And you're right. It is done very well. Yeah. You're so right.
Because like another aspect, so like, you know, with survival missions, right, the whole premise is that you're creating a ruckus so that a Tenno operative can, you know, like open caches and stuff, like, you know, an unseen Warframe is like doing their little mission, right? What if you had a 4-man doing a survival and then a 2-man in the same tile set doing a spy mission?
Yeah. Right? Whoa. Okay. Because
you could have like a chaos meter, right? So like the more damage, the more like noise that the survival team makes, the more time the spy players have to open vaults and get rotations for both parties.
Dude. Yo, why don't? Is this the first time you've ever said this? You should, you should really consider, applying for DE. I think that was, because dude, you're right. I feel like, dude, even just having like, if you're on the spy team, you know, and you just see like, it just adds so much depth to it. It makes the world so active. It makes the game seem like, like, I feel like with Warframe now, you go into a survival and you just kill stuff just to kill stuff, and then the session closes.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have like, if you have like 2 separate things going on at once, and you have like this big loot room, like the Corpus, for example, and there's all this money everywhere because they're known for their money. There's all this money everywhere, all like this cool tech. I feel like that'd be honestly so cool. I never even thought about that. I think that's an amazing idea because you're right. Survivals are meant, you're meant to just be a distraction. You're meant to just cause all the attention to yourself while somebody else. Dude, that is a great idea. I think, bro, you need to, if you need to go, you need to message somebody about that, dude. I think that'd be so much fun. I really do. I think that's very unique, and the co-op, that would spread the co-op a lot. Have you ever mentioned that to somebody before?
That's the first time I've ever publicly said that in a.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I think that's a great idea. I really do. I think that is just. That would make survival missions so much fun. I really do. I think you should definitely go talk to somebody about that. I think it's a great idea. I would love to see that in Warframe.
Well, because imagine like a 6-man Discord call, right, where you got the spy team, and imagine like the survival team's doing a really shit job, and the chaos gauge is lowering, right? So they have less and less time, or like slimmer margins to open the vaults in, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the spy team, like, guys, can you like start fucking doing your job, please? We're escaping by the skin of our teeth here, you know?
Yeah.
And then like and then like every 5 rotations you get like a master loot room where you get like an Archon shard, dude. Or like an Entranti Lanthorn if it's in like the Netracell tile set or something, you know?
Yeah, no, that would be so cool. That's such a great idea. And just it just, like I said, it adds more depth to the mission, and it gives you more of like a want to go get that loot. I feel like it's such a cool system. It's not like you just farm a bounty and then you get the loot, or it's not like you farm a mission and you get an Archon shard. I feel like you're genuinely like really working for it, and it's a unique way for a chance to get something, you know? Even if it's like a tiny chance, like let's say like a crazy low chance to get an Archon shard, I would still be doing that because I do survival missions anyways. But I'd still be doing that because that's a fun grind. I feel like taking accountability for something, I feel like it's very important. And then the spy mission, relying on us, and then the survival mission relying on them to get the loot. I think it's a great idea. I think it's obviously an amazing idea.
Because then imagine like you have like the loud team. So like let's say the spy players are come up against a wall, or there's like a trap or something. The loud players could find a terminal that disables that for the spy team, right?
Right. Oh man, that is such a great idea. I love that idea.
Or like if you have like Grineer like manning all the the turrets and stuff, the loud team can find that room with all the Grineer in it that are manning the turrets and shoot off all the turrets that the spy players can't get to. You know?
Yeah, dude, that would be so cool. The only thing they'd have to add is like, how would the spy and survival connect? I think it's a great idea. I really do. I've never thought about that. I think that is such a great idea. I really do.
Appreciate it.
What do you think of like a space? How do I explain this? What do you think of like a space? Not like maybe it could be in like your dojo or something, but like, what do you think of like a space where you can get more than 4 players like in your lobby per se, so you guys can load up the mission together? What would you think of like a separate menu in the dojo, like a separate spot where you can get more than 4 players, and that can like if there were to be a mission like you said, if they were to add to survival, what would you think of that? Do you think that would be necessary for something like that, or like something in like your dojo, like a separate little room you get?
I definitely feel like it would have to be like brand new nodes on like the star chart for sure, Or maybe even like, so, you know, you can select between like the regular path and then steel path. Maybe you could have something that's called like raid path or mythic path or something where
dude,
where it's just like, you might even have like only 2 nodes on a planet to begin with, but they're like for 6-man like cooperative, like puzzle mechanically dense missions rather. Because some people definitely still want the, I just kill 160 Grineer and then fuck off. Like we love that, and I love, you know, being able to do survival and just turning my brain off for the half an hour and getting loads of C rotations.
Yeah. But it would be cool just getting that, just having that extra interaction.
Yeah.
You know,
sure.
they added the time to speed up the survivals, and I feel like that's not what survival's really about. You know, you're trying to cause a ruckus, and you know, I understand people are trying to get it as soon as you can, but you know, maybe a little bit different mission. You know, because I like just being able to sit there as long as I.
Just a bit more conflation of like lore and mechanics. You know, like intermeshing.
Right. Yeah. Actually coming through with gameplay. Yeah, that'd be really cool. That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
So, what is one thing in Warframe that you consistently see new players getting wrong?
I wouldn't necessarily say getting wrong. I think when it comes to players, because there's a disconnect. I think the early game might non-steel path. I feel like regular star chart, it might be a little easy.
Yeah.
And then the jump from non-steel path to steel path, I think even back when I was playing and I got steel path, when I unlocked steel path, I think there was a it made me like not want to play the game, because first of all, it looked like such a daunting task. Like, oh my God, I have to go through the entire star chart again with crazy hard multipliers. I feel like once a player unlocks steel path, I feel like there should be some guidance. I feel like there should be reminding them like, hey, galvanized mods exist.
Yeah.
Maybe use a tankier Warframe, because I see a lot of players, you know, that the frames they use in the non-steel path, you know, they're playing like some really glass canny frame, and then they go to steel path and they go, holy, like I'm dying, my weapons do no damage. I feel like there should be a reminder, galvanized mods exist, all these other mods exist, like grind the Deimos vault, grind the Lua puzzles before you kind of take this next step. I feel like there should be a reminder.
Yeah.
And I get probably like 10 plus chats probably a day about, dude, I'm stuck in steel path, and I ask them, well, do you have galvanized mods? No, what's that? You know, I feel like those are very important when it comes to damage. A very easy way to increase your damage. And I'm like, yo, what frame are you using? Oh, I'm using Zaku. It's like, okay, well, you know, Zaku's a great frame. The 4 is great, but I feel like definitely kind of a squishy character, and kind of, you know, I wouldn't recommend it to starters. Say.
Yeah. So like, if you could put out like if you could put a PSA in any part of the game, like a little pop-up window, would you say, like, you know, before doing Earth Prime on Steel Path, you'd encourage them to sort of check themselves before just going, well, I've done the star chart, you know?
Yeah. Or just because I really do like the Arbiters, right? Yeah. Maybe like intertwining the Arbiters within the story, like Teshin, like with the teacher quest. Maybe intertwining the Arbiters, like having them like take over like have like a little intermission for them, you know, kind of explaining who they are. Because I feel like they are like kind of a big part of the game.
Yeah.
And
they're just kind of thrown at you, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And I feel like maybe there should be like a little like they speak in the teacher quest, or they like once you unlock Steel Path, like they're like in your bottom right where like everyone pops up like on your orbiter, and they're like reminding you like, come speak to us, and have you do like a little teeny tiny introduction quest, you know? I feel like that'd be kind of cool. I feel like that's a nice little reminder, like, oh man, I'm not doing this much damage, galvanized mods, you know?
Yeah.
And then instead of people like looking at videos or coming, like, I love people coming to my chats, but I feel like people just kind of give up at that point, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like Warframe kind of needs people to stay in after Star Chart. You know, I feel like it's very important. You know, it's a big part of the game.
Yeah, because you see Steel Path humble a lot of people. Like, I had it.
Definitely.
The first time I went onto Earth Prime at level 100, I went, well, I've cleared the star chart. I do arbitration.
Exactly.
I'm really good. And then I bring in like a Sarin with like 0 survivability, like 0 adaptation, no rolling guard, no survivability, and I go, the game's shit. I keep losing. what's happened.
Yeah, right. No, yeah, exactly. And I think that's another thing too. I feel like rolling guard, there's nothing like it. Like Warframe again, it's so unique.
Yeah.
And something like rolling guard, right? A new player, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
Like you're shield gating. Like what is shield gating? You're doing this, and that, and only like someone who's like been playing the game for a while and someone who actually like watches like player guide videos would know about shield gating, and I feel like that's another very important thing, because shield gating, man, that thing is just, that's what I rely on. I rely on shield gating.
Hell yeah, because like a lot of new players will look at something like I think catalyzing shields, the one that really enables shield gating, and they'll go, well, why do I want less shields? What? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I know, and I think there is like some user error between steel path and survivability. I feel like maybe like shield gating should be explained a little bit more. Yeah. I think I do think it's a very important, very important mechanic. A very important mechanic. Yeah.
So it is that time in the video. Which Warframe creator do you feel deserves some time in the spotlight?
Oh man, I could honestly go on and on for days about this.
I mean, we're happy to take
that's a hard one.
You don't have to nail it down to one.
Yeah. I'll do oh man, I'll do, like I said earlier, like shout out to Casey. I think him and we are so alike, and I really do see like a connection. Like he knows what he's talking about. He's very kind. I feel like we're very similar in that sense. We're kind of on the game to have fun. We're kind of on the game to just, talk to people, kind of hear what chat thinks. I think Casey's a big one. I really do. I think another one that really kind of talked to me was, I don't know, his name is It's Daga.
Okay.
Daga, he's doing marathon stuff now. I think Bungie actually reached out to him for marathon content creation. But Daga is somebody who really kind of inspired me. He I don't know, it's his professionalism, it's the way his videos are made. He's definitely somebody who really inspired me to better myself in like just the content creation field. And I think probably the last one, like I said, I can go on forever, but I'll name one more. I think the last one is definitely Soft but Lethal. Soft has been extremely nice to me. And when I first started streaming, I've seen so much building from her. I've seen like, dude, she's built, and it's always nice seeing progress, right? Because everyone, like, progress is needed, like, for satisfaction, it makes you feel good. And I think with her, I think she's just nailing it. I think she's right on the dot with that. And yeah, I think I shout out to those three, Casey, Daga, and Soft. They've been nothing but nice to me. And I feel like that's a big thing with Warframe content creators. I feel like a lot of them, no offense, right? I feel like a lot of them kind of feel like they need to be on a high horse when it comes to Warframe. That's kind of how I personally feel, and I feel like those three made me feel like I am, I kind of had a voice in their chat, and kind of, I mean something to them, and with Casey, we actually went back and did a Destiny raid. We streamed together. We did a Destiny raid for nostalgic, for nostalgic purposes.
You did a co-stream the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. And like I said, very easy person to talk to. Like, if I knew in real life, like, we'd definitely be buddies. Just somebody, and that presence is very well appreciated, because, I'm more introverted. I'm not really, I don't really got many friends, so that's just definitely really nice. Definitely really nice. For sure.
I mean, you're definitely a lovely guy, and I'd definitely love to have you on board with
much.
other projects and stuff as well in the future.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
I've never said this publicly in an episode of Warframe Academy Legends before, but I've been teasing the idea of doing a Warframe trivia game show with creators, and really grilling some people on like their lore and like build crafting and for points.
I think it's a great idea. Like I said, I mean, that's very funny, because if I'm gonna be honest here, I love lore in video games. But when it comes to Warframe, I'm not really so stuck on it. Like, but I think that'd be very funny. Like, maybe we have like these players who have like 10,000 hours and they don't know like something lore wise, and it's just so funny because like they have like this tremendous like these crazy hours and they don't know this. I think that's I definitely pursue that. That's so funny, and like I said, it's so unique, and that's why, dude. That's why, dude. Like I texted you in DMs, like, bro, I'm so nervous, I'm so excited because this is so unique, and I love what you're doing here because not only are you getting other creators like on like a kind of talk show podcast, but you're also expressing yourself through this. You're putting yourself out there. I think that's very important because it's just so unique. Again, like I said, and I think they're so entertaining, dude. Yeah. I love them so much. So just keep doing this, and also your guide videos. I know they take a long time to edit. Yeah. And I see you for that. Like, it's definitely not for everyone, and I'm just, they're so entertaining. Like I said, I wouldn't want to be talking to anybody else right now. I feel like you're just the perfect fit, and it's so like professional. It's great, man. I really do think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
It's so unique. Like I said, that's all I can say. I can go on and on, but I think you're doing a great job.
I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. That's crazy. And also, you will find chat at home. You will find Casey, Dagger, and Soft But Lethal all tagged in the description as always. We love. But yeah, no, like that's why I made the show. I love the Warframe community, and again, community is the best part of the thing. Like I told you before we started even recording, when we just had we had a little chat before we even started recording, and I said, like, we all live together. It's a big community, and we all got to lift each other up, man. Right.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. Like I think if I were to stream any other game, I wouldn't have the opportunity to be on this, right? I'm definitely very happy Casey shouted me out, right? Yeah. Like I said, I definitely wouldn't have had the opportunity to be here if I played any other game. Casey shouting me out was so kind. Yeah. Full respects to him. I'm grateful, and then I'm grateful you hit me up. I'm grateful because the video popped up on my For You page for YouTube, because I'm always on YouTube, right? I'm always looking for ideas. Video popped up, I see Casey, and I go, whoa, hey, that's Casey. And then I go, yo, that's my twin. And you replied to me like instantly, and it's such a great connection to have. It's like, I understand like you're a content creator and you're busy, and this is something I try to do as well. Somebody messages me on TikTok, Instagram, or Discord, and I respond to them, right? Because everyone deserves a voice, and that's something I really like you're doing here. It's there's so many different people you're going to get on the show, and I feel like just seeing just how different everybody is, like despite everyone being so different, like everybody has like the same Warframe issues, or they have the same Warframe takes, and I just think that is so cool, and like bro, I came in here like I love your ideas, dude. I think like the whole Survival and Spy, dude, I think, and I'm gonna leave here thinking about that. I'm gonna leave here thinking about like, dang, like that would be just the coolest thing ever. So I thank you again. And
I'm always scouting new talent. I like to spend a lot of my time looking at like random streams. I was looking at a stream the other day and thinking to myself, wow, this person would do really great on the show and stuff. Yeah. And if you are watching this and you are a Warframe content creator and you would love to have a conversation, I have a business email. Please reach out to me. I have a Discord. I'm sure my Discord is out there floating around somewhere. And again, like, to any of my creators, if you have someone that you think would be really good on the show, please float them over to me, give them my Discord, mention the show to them or something, because it's guests like Scion here who make this show possible, and like have great conversations and stuff.
I have definitely told dude, when I got the opportunity, dude, my community, I'm so involved with my community. I'm always in my server, and we always have like a ton of people in there in voice channel, right? And as soon as I got the opportunity, I go like, yo guys, like I'm going on like this YouTube kind of interview thing, and I'm so excited, and they will be watching, like they will be commenting, they will be watching. They are so excited. They are just excited as I am. And they wanted me to say like, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for shedding some light, and thank you just for being you. Like because they watched your videos, and they were like, dude, like
that I mean, they are the most humbling thing. That is honestly the most humbling thing in the world.
And they're just so excited, dude. They're excited. They're just like I said, they're just excited as I am, and I think it's a great opportunity. So I just want to say thank you again.
I appreciate that, and I'm grateful to have you. Again, this isn't the end of the conversation. We're not winding down. YouTube audience, stick around. But like, you know, it's great to, again, to have you on it. When anyone, every single person I've asked has said yes, and I was expecting to get shot down and shot down, and I was like, oh my god, everyone wants to be part of something bigger, and it's like, that is really, really, really lovely to see, you know.
And when, because Casey originally was like, hey man, like I shouted you out to the to Chili, and I'm like, okay, yeah, dude, I'd love to do this. And when I going into this interview, I was kind of thinking it from it, like, this is something you enjoy, you know, and I would not want to, you know, I wouldn't want to like, and I've been so excited for this, but I would not want to take that away, because you're like, this is also an opportunity for you to grow too. Like this is another thing. Like this is your form of content, you know, and you need to get like that consistency. And I just think, I think it's amazing what you're doing, and I hope everyone you reach out to says yes. Yeah. I do. I think this. I've had so much fun on this. I've had so much fun, and you know, it definitely it made my month, bro. Like just having someone to talk to, it's very important, you know, someone like-minded and someone who shares the love for a game I love, you know. It's very I'm very grateful, you know. I'm very appreciative, so thank you again.
And it's lovely talking to creators like yourself as well, because like in my personal friend group, I'm the only one who plays Warframe on an even semi-consistent basis, you know. So like it's great to talk to people with insight and really just like nerd out over the game that brought all of us together, right?
Yeah, and I feel like maybe sometimes in everybody, right? I feel like sometimes people just kind of need to nerd out. Yeah. You know, I feel like because like I said, my buddy, he went to college, and you know, he's living his life. He's floor parties, you know, doing college stuff, and you know, I go to community college. I go to I go to a community college. And, you know, like I have so much time on my hands, and I love talking to like-minded people like yourself. And it definitely helps out, because none of my friends, other than my friends in college, none of my friends even play video games anymore. Yeah. So, you know, it's definitely nice to, it's definitely nice just to talk to somebody, you know.
So we've spoken a lot about Warframe, and we've like hinged on Destiny a little bit, but in your in like streams and stuff, are there any other games that you really want to like cover and go over and stuff?
Yeah, so that's a great point, actually. On my streams, I am trying to be not trying to be just Warframe stricken like throughout the week. So for example, I do modded Minecraft Mondays. Yeah. So I play modded Minecraft, and then I was doing Siege Saturdays, but I felt like maybe just having the extra Warframe stream is good. Yeah. And then I'm doing like Frightful Freaky Fridays. That's just like horror game. Yeah. There's so many horror games out there, so many things to cover. You know, I like doing that. I have big plans for like my channel. So with that being said, I'm trying to post maybe 2 Warframe videos a week, and then 2 on a separate channel posting everything but Warframe. Because I do really, you know, I'm in this whole content creation thing. Like I'm in it to win it. You know, I really, something I've always wanted for my childhood, and I have so much dedication. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm obsessed, dude. Like I know it's probably not healthy, but I'm completely obsessed with it, dude. And yeah, maybe, and then a game that recently just came out was Crimson Desert. I would absolutely love to play that game on stream. I bought it, I played it. Admittedly, it's a little rough, but I'm gonna give it a chance. You know, people say first 10 hours is a little rough, but I'm gonna give it a chance. I might do Crimson Desert, and then also for me, just doing it for 5 months, I'm still trying to find my footing. Yeah. School has been kicking me in the butt. I have other obligations, but you know, this thing is so cool. I'm trying to take this thing full time. You know, trying to really kickstart this thing, because I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And like, again, games like Crimson Desert are like, they're really good as well for like, you know, showing new things off to your viewers as well. And like, you do so many different things. That's really cool. I actually wasn't aware of like some of that, so it's great to see. Yeah.
Well, like I said, like I would love to be a Warframe content creator. Yeah. I have so many interests in the content field. Like I love Warframe and all, but it would be so cool. And this is kind of the goal for me. it would be so cool to, let's say if I'm playing Minecraft and I get people who only watch Minecraft for Minecraft, it would be so cool if I could convert, like, not convert, but if I can get some of those Minecraft players into Warframe, you know, or vice versa, I can get some Warframe players into Minecraft. And then, you know, just having a time where I can play a horror game and chat, just laugh and just entertain. That's a big thing for me. I always want to entertain, you know. And that's why that's the dream, right? Like I post, I get a ton of interaction on the Warframe stuff. I post my separate channel. I get a ton of interaction on my Minecraft and horror game stuff. And then I can kind of bring such a two, like we'll take Minecraft and Warframe. I can bring two communities together, you know. I think that's my goal. That's really my goal, to entertain and bring together. That's my goal for sure.
Because like ultimately as a content creator, there's a phrase I've used before, which is like, you know, digital clown, and like in a good way, because like realistically the goal is to make people, you know, smile and have fun, and like people watch us because they're bored, right? And you really want to be the you know, the cure to someone's boredom, you know.
Yeah, and I do get that a lot, actually. Even if people mean it like in a negative connotation, like I do get it a lot. You know, I get called a jester at times because, you know, like you are really on here just make people laugh, and you know, people say, you know, it's kind of harsh, but people call me a petting zoo because I mean, I know, but it's, you know, it's you know, that's kind of what, you know, it's kind of what it is, you know. But I love it, so I don't care, you know. I love it. I love it, make people laugh. I love just talking to people, dude. That's a big thing for me. I love just talking to people.
And when I say phrases like digital clown or like niche internet micro celebrity, I really do mean them in like the most positive ways. Like,
right? Yeah. No. Definitely. I know exactly. Like, I do. I know what you mean.
Yeah, because it's like if I had to put on the red nose and the big wig, and like, you know, dance on a stage and get hit with a pie to make people laugh, then seeing people laugh is like the reward, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. No, that's kind of why you're putting on the big red nose. Like you're doing it for the laughter, you know. You're doing it, you know. Maybe there is some dignity going down the drain, but you love it, man. So it doesn't really affect you, you know. I will say though, man, it's been like it's kind of rough. It's kind of rough because I went from, you know, Muay Thai and kickboxing, you know, 180, dude. Like, literally competing as much as I can, kind of. But, and then hanging out with my friends every day. It's kind of rough because, you know, they don't really, you know, people don't see eye to eye with the content creation stuff. And some people see it's kind of corny. And I can see it. Like, I totally get it. And I've lost some relationships with friends. Like, I get it. But I love doing what I love doing, so you know, I'm gonna stay in my right mind, you know. I'm gonna bring myself first. No.
Yeah, but it's like you gotta say to the people who call it like corny or cringe or whatever, right? You've got to think, those people are probably projecting some sort of like, they probably wanted to be a YouTuber and then got down on themselves about wanting to do that, right? It's like. No. It's like I said to you at the start, like when we first got into the call, I was like, I've got to do my intro and it's going to be really cringe and like, you know, really gross. But it's like, realistically, I only think that because like I'm self-conscious about it, you know. But like, you know, it's all part of the job. We all love to do it, you know. And
and and I'm the same way. Like the whole interview, I've been really trying my hardest because like, I don't know, there's probably trillions of clips on my Twitch of me just stuttering like crazy, and that's a big thing when I'm recording. Dude, I stutter, or I really hate mouth noises. Like when you make a P noise and like that noise comes out. I do, and that's something I need to work on, dude. Like 1 minute long video, like a short form for my TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. Yo, that takes hours because I'm so picky. I'm so picky about because I stutter a lot. I make like mouth noise. I'm so picky about that, and that's another thing. Like that's something that comes with. I'm very like self-conscious about that as well, because I want it to be perfect. Everything I put out, I want it to be perfect. I want it to just be a journey for somebody to watch. It's very important to me.
And I can actually really relate to you on the stuttering thing, because I required years of I used to have a really bad stutter when I was a kid. From like things happened in my childhood, and I had to undergo years of speech therapy to overcome this stutter, right? and it still comes
Yeah.
here and there, and like you get it a little bit. But I used to not be able to say like more than 4 words in a row without getting stuck on one.
Yeah, that's I really struggle. I really struggle with my W's, like you see there. Like that's hard. It's hard for me to do. My W's is just I've always had I don't know what it is. It's such like a mental block for me. It always takes me like a second or two to get the W's out.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm really subconscious with because I always say with a lot in my videos. And it's just such a hard. It's a hard word for me. Anything W and weapon as well. Like I'm surprised I can say weapon like that, but it's something very hard for me, you know.
Yeah. And it might just be because I used to be much worse of a stutterer, but I've not noticed anything in this call, and that's been, you know, like
really.
I think.
Oh man.
I think it's just because we're chatting, you know, like this.
Yeah.
Like as much as I'm recording and this is going to get edited and put on YouTube, we are having a conversation, you know.
Yeah. I think, and honestly, dude, thank you so much for saying that.
Yeah.
Because I'm very something I'm very self-conscious about. And I always try my day-to-day, and it's hard. It like takes a lot of energy. So thank you. Thank you for just bringing that up. You know, I know it's kind of personal here, and I know we're kind of, you know, but thank you, really. That really does. That means a lot to me. It's hard to. I've been really trying my hardest to make it as clear for the viewers and as clear for you to hear what I'm saying, because sometimes it can get bad. Sometimes I'm a fast talker. People call me the XQC of Warframe sometimes, because sometimes I'll be in chat just like saying what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that's I really do appreciate that. That really means a ton to me, like more than you know.
Yeah. So with Warframe, I don't know if you have experienced much of this, but have you ever seen or like experienced like a chatter or like region chat or a player in general doing something like really unhinged or like something you've gone, what? Why? Why are you doing?
I mean, like, dude. So in my Discord, right? Like I said, there's a whole bunch of different people in the Discord, and something I personally just don't understand at all. I don't know if I'm, you know, right? Everyone can play Warframe how they want to play the game, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, let's say somebody's got a build, and this has happened so many times in my Discord server, and it amazes me.
Yeah.
Somebody shows a build. I have a build channel, and they show the build, and then somebody, oh man, it's a ticking time bomb. Somebody in the chat says, "Why don't you have equilibrium?" And the person who set the build, immediate slurs, like, why?
Oh my
like why is it needed? It's like first of all the guy's just telling you like, yo, have you ever thought of equilibrium if you're if you're worried about energy? And the like people are so, I don't know why people get so mad about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And then it breaks into an argument, and that's something that gets me. That's something I will never understand.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just like constructive criticism, but it's just like
you just have to be like,
and then some people are mean about it. Yeah.
It's just like, bro, relax. It's just a build.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people take the thought like to make like these interactions and make these things. Like I know it takes time, but I genuinely think if you're going to resort to just crappy behavior in general, I really do think maybe it's not the game for you. You know, you're lessening the value of the community, and it's weird. And then region chat is also just very unhinged in general. Yeah. You know, I'll maybe go to region chat sometimes, and I'll just be like, okay, interesting. And then I'll close region chat. I'll be like, okay, I'll put it over there for a bit. Yeah. You know, yeah. But how about you? What's your what have you seen that's kind of unhinged?
So no one's ever asked this back on me, because I've had one loaded and in the chamber since the Dongo interview. Very first one of the series. By the way, Senator Dongo is probably sweating about this section right now, because he's worried I'm going to bring up the pregnant Jade Mummy roleplay in region chat that he got kicked for that one time, which is still so funny to me.
Interesting. Yeah.
But
I did not know this.
Yeah,
that is so funny.
He once got kick-botted from region chat for asking someone if they wanted to engage in pregnant Jade Mummy roleplay. Which,
like, what?
And like, I have to say pregnant, because I didn't mention pregnant in the Casey video, and he commented and corrected me. So it's pregnant Jade Mummy roleplay.
Right.
But personally,
wow. Wow.
So I was still very new to the game at this time, right? And I was farming the Jackal boss fight for Rhino parts. And there was someone, and I kept bumping into him over and over and over again. And I used to play on the EU servers.
Yeah.
And in every single lobby that I was in, because I encountered to play a few times, and every single time I was in this lobby with this guy, he would say, "Oh, do you prefer like Supras or Corvettes?" And it was like two cars, like, "Oh, which car do you prefer?" And I said, I put in chat to this guy. I shouldn't have been able to. I was still very new to the game.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Bro, I've been in 4 games with you. Why do you keep asking about cars?" And I just got a fucking sentence in a European language that I don't read nor understand, and it was very, 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 very angry.
Wow.
And
wow. Okay. Interesting.
And it was so funny because like this guy tried. I just said to him, "Hey man, we're just trying to play the game. Why every lobby I'm in, you keep asking people about cars when we're trying to farm Jackal?" And I got into a game with him after that, right after he went off on me and in this language that I don't know. I don't want to like misrepresent it. I'm not going to say like, "Oh, it's like Hungarian" or like something like because I don't know. But I was in a lobby again with him after this, and he saw I was in the game with him, and he put in the chat, and this is the unhinged thing, right? He just put in the chat this, and then a homophobic slur, and then again, and then quit out of the game immediately. And I was like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah. Why? Yeah, that is so funny, dude. Oh man.
And the thing is, I wasn't even offended. I was just like, who even is this guy?
Yeah.
It was like, oh great, this F slur again, and I'm like, man, I live in that head rent free for asking why you care so much about cars.
That is so crazy, bro. But I mean, that's so fun. Yeah. I feel like there's always, I don't know, there's always somebody in the game who, no matter what game you play, right? I think there's, even when I'm on like public, like there's always somebody in the game who doesn't like something about you. Yeah. You know, whether like if you're on like a frame, they're like, "Dude, why are you playing this right?" Especially for arbitricians. I feel like arbitricians are very competitive, and you need the meta a lot of times when you go into arbitricians. And if you have like the wrong helmet ability on, I remember my buddy, or someone from stream went in with bright bonnet on Mirage instead of energized munitions, and dude, like it was the end of the world, bro. Like oh man, it was the end of the world. Yeah. But I mean, I understand stuff like that. You know, being down to meta and being down to the line is very nice. But I feel like sometimes people need to take a deep breath and just relax. You know, we're here to have fun and play the game.
And also, like, people want to experiment with builds and find the next best thing. Like, not everyone wants to put raw, nourish, eclipse on every single build, right?
Exactly.
And you don't learn what the good abilities are until you experiment with them, because like they may not look good on paper, but you may discover there's like a weird synergy, or somewhere in the spaghetti code, Bright Bonnet now makes Mirage do 1 billion fucking damage for some reason, you know?
Yeah, right. No, exactly. That makes total sense.
Yeah. So just to cap off this interview, and I'm going to ask you the same thing I ask everyone on their way out. What is one thing about Warframe that you think no other game does that makes this game truly special and one of a kind?
You probably do get this a lot, and I really do think, I think it's the devs' ability to interact with the community. You take a look at Tenogen, right? What other game does that? What other game has a something where somebody creates a skin for, let's say, a frame, and then DE implements it? You know, people can vote on what skin they want to see. And I think this game is just completely community driven. I think all the changes are, I won't say all, but a lot of the changes are just, you know, DE just listening, you know, like, you know, they have like their ear up to the door, you know. I think it's very important because, like I said earlier, I think at the start of the interview, I think it really gives that depth, you know. I wish Destiny had that. I wish Bungie would do that. I wish, you know, and no other game, I don't think any other game had it. And that's why the numbers are so crazy high in Warframe, because has no competition. You can't compete with a game like Warframe, you know. I think that would be it. I think it's the DE's ability to listen to the community and include them, you know, support them too, with Tenogen and all that amazing stuff.
Yeah. because I feel like, and it's everyone can see it, and if DE are watching this for some reason, there is no development studio on this planet that is anything like Digital Extremes. This game is their baby, you know, and you can
right,
you,
yeah, no, and
and
you can see how much time they put into it.
It's in the DNA, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy, and like, yeah, no one cares about a game like DE does.
Yeah, no, and it's so good. It's it's honestly amazing. Yeah. I'm even like grateful to be playing their game, you know, because it's like throughout the game, like DE does like these little like messages, and they do like these little like even the hot fixes are funny.
Yeah.
You know, like the hot fixes are funny. Yeah, and it feels like I'm like interacting with like, I don't know. I feel like I'm actually like interacting them by playing the game. You know, it's kind of cool. It's very cool.
Because with Mr. Red Text Man, the divorced guy that we see in Red Text, right?
Yes, right. Yeah, it's amazing, dude. I'm really excited. Yeah, I have some things. Like I said, I have a retired DE. Somebody worked for the DE team.
Yeah.
In my server. I'm gonna tell him like, hey, like you need to get Rebecca to watch this video. You need to get Rebecca, because he has like, dude, it's been the funniest thing ever, dude. It's so crazy to be. He shared a screen on Discord one time, and he is just in game talking, because they have a little they have like a little dev console, like a little dev, you know how there's like region chat, clan chat, all that.
Yeah.
They have like a little cool DE chat.
Oh my god.
And then you just see Rebecca right there, and he's just chatting Rebecca. So I'm going to let him know of that. I'm gonna let him know about this.
Yeah.
And I really hope he uses that information and he tells DE, you know, please go watch this video. You know, please go check out Chili. You know,
I'm so grateful.
I think because that's a great connection. For both of us, you know, and wouldn't that be just so amazing if DE'd watch this? Wouldn't that just be the coolest thing ever?
Imagine.
Yeah. So I'm really like Chili. I'm really gonna try my hardest to like I'm gonna nag him about this. Not nag him, but you know what I mean. I'm going to please go check out Chili. Please go check out the interviews he does, and please because I guarantee, like, I feel like Rebecca is such a kind person, such like a I guarantee Rebecca would even just watch 10 minutes of this. You know, I have a feeling she absolutely would, because you know, Rebecca's she's so proud of Warframe. You know, I would be watching. You know, that's what I would be doing. I'd be just so proud of it, and I'd be watching the discussions people are having about this. You know, I feel like she totally would watch it. So I'm gonna go tell him, like, literally after this, I think I'm gonna go text him and just let's say, hey, just let him know, because that'd be very cool.
I'm really grateful, man. I appreciate that, and thank you for being on. Thank you so much, Sion. That is PSIION_. Where can people come find you?
I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitch. I'm on TikTok. I'm everywhere. I'm kind of everywhere. I'm kind of everywhere all at once.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And is that under the same name everywhere?
Same name everywhere. On TikTok, it's PSIION_1, because I made an account and I lost the email and the password, so I had to add a 1 at the end. So silly me, right? Yeah. But yeah, please, everyone, go check out Sion. He is amazing. He's been such a fun chat. Thank you so much for being here. You are, I'm proud to say, among the halls of the Warframe Academy legends. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. Thank you for just being so kind to me. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I appreciate it. Thank you.